What's up, guys? Jason Ma, the magician here, and check it out. I've got a little rope to start today off, and I can take the ends straight off. Not only can you take the ends off, you can actually put the ends back onto the rope like this. Look at that. It really does look like they're on the rope, and when I snap, they fuse back together, and that is pretty cool.
They're guys. They do magic. They are the Magic Guys.
There you go. So anyway,
that was a nice intro. I like it. We didn't even plan shit, and then it pulled out a miracle. I like it.
Yeah, man. I quite often. Anyway, what's going on?
What's up, man? Hey guys, in the chat already. Nice. We have Doug on the road here now. He was a little spotty just a second ago. He was fine for like 20 minutes, and now he must be in a slightly dodgy area. But we're gonna bring him on in a sec. And
today's news, there's storms and weather everywhere and things that are going wrong with the world. And we've also got Doug on the line to talk about politics on his end.
We'll try. We'll give it a try. Doug, are you there?
And we're back. Doug's gone.
Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about. All right. Oh, boy.
Hey, Duranda Daralik. Thank you.
Yeah, that was questionable. I'll just let him know. Doug, you're spotty. Cool. Good stuff.
So I noticed that you've taken a note from our boy Pig Cake there, Josh. You've shown up to the podcast in a singlet, wife beater singlet.
Oh yeah. Yeah. At least it's like a jersey. It's not like it's not like a cotton on singlet that, we've had for years.
Duranda Derelict, thank you.
Do they have cotton on?
We're a fan of you too. Patrick Shower, hello. Jason Yocham, what's up, my man?
Hey, and what is up, guys?
So anyway, in other news, your boy Jason's getting hit up by a company now for when lockdown ends, all thanks to social media. And that company is cruise ships, Josh.
The company is cruise ships?
Yeah, I can't say which one, but I can say cruise ships.
Explain. Tell me more.
Well, cruise ships asking me to do shows on their boat when the world goes back to normal.
Okay.
So, which is a good thing for me because I wanted to do cruise ships. I just didn't have an in, and now apparently I do have an in. So,
yeah. So all right. So this is good. So they're going to hit you up once their ships are sailing.
No, they're doing it now. Like we're in the process of sorting it now. Which is good news for me.
Does that interest you to do ships?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Well,
gotta do everything once.
It's a big life, it's a bit of a change up when you're on a ship.
How so?
Because one, you're away for, whatever period of time. I don't know if the ones that they're doing are short hauls or like a week long that you have to be on for, but generally you can't get off until the next stop that they do. Mm-hmm. And, you can't, it's not like you get to do shows every day. It's like you get to do whatever amount of shows is enough for the whole ship to have seen you. And then you just kind of like got to do other stuff with your time while you're on there. So like, it's great, but it is a different shift in, what your lifestyle might be.
They got internet?
To. Very dodgy internet. It's not upload worthy, but it's, it's like you can, I don't know, you can like use Facebook Messenger.
That's all right. As long as I can do something.
Yeah, like it's not good enough to like watch YouTube and stuff, but you can normally what people do is like they'll just download tons of videos and stuff that they're going to watch once they're on board,
Yeah, that's right. I'll be fine. I'll be good anyway. I wanted to do it at least once.
Do you know do you at least know like what ships they do as to like how old the people are on the ships?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, good. As long as you know. Good. Because if you get young crowds, that's kind of fun. But if you get like the oldies, then still fun. But I would probably not as fun.
Did you see Mika Harris changed his name from Equivocate to Mika Harris on all his socials now?
I did.
Smart move.
Wants to get recognized, I see.
Man. I mean, it's better than having a name that no one's gonna know. Like, what if someone really likes you and they're like, all right, how do I find this guy? And they're like, Equivocate.
Yeah. Well, you've gone the other way, haven't you? You started with Jason Ma, and now you've got Street Magician Dude. Once you started really firing up.
No. I always had Street Magician Dude. I just But
did you have it before you were on TikTok though?
Yeah. Yep, I had it before I was on TikTok. The thing is though that that mine is both. So I'm known as Street Magician Dude and as Jason Ma. So there's not like anyone who knows me as Street Magician Dude and Jason Ma. So it's like not a big deal.
We might have Doug on the line again. Let's
bring him in.
Let's bring him up from live on what do they call it? Live in the field. Doug, are you there?
Live from Oklahoma. We've just crossed state lines. I have 3 bars, and we're in a little traffic, so we might have 5 minutes before I get back on the plains. The plains.
This is good.
There's not a lot in Oklahoma, it turns out, or Kansas. But how y'all doing? I'm alive.
It's good to see
Carry
you,
on,
man.
Durenda. I'm reading. Tell me.
Yeah.
What changes when you find out you're a father?
We've got a joke in the chat at the same time. That's what's happening, Doug. So, Doug, if you were in Australia, it would look like you're driving right now because that's the driver's seat for us. So it looks like you're live stream podcasting at the same time. Clever man.
My lovely bride's driving. She rocks the wheel. Yep, that's right.
Oh.
Did you see her shush? Did you see her flick me? She flicked us away. None of that.
So people are asking how.
Let me get the elevator.
Yeah, tell us.
We evacuated from New Orleans. Like, you don't know this. You might know it. You might not. Hurricane Ida hit New Orleans. We evacuated. Decided instead of going to suffer with everyone else in Texas, that we would go someplace we wanted to go. Went to Colorado, and I fell off a thing while doing the invisible deck. I'm doing my little magic show, trying to get a crowd. I decided to go high and climb up on this stoop, just about 3 feet. Took a nosedive. I stopped my face with my hands. This is hurt, but not too bad, but it hurts.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm not making money, and Colorado is expensive, so we had to leave. We booked a cheaper hotel in Oklahoma City, and that's where we're going to go reevaluate for a couple days. With our cats, they're in the back there. They're all very mad at us. That's the elevator cats. Yeah, a lot of people are mad at me. I'm not, it's weird having to change my life overnight. But that's what I had to do. So,
There's always an excuse, isn't there, Doug? Oh, the hurricane's ruining my city. Yeah, always an excuse with you.
Look, we're all in this simulation together. We take our lumps as they come, and I'm taking mine right now, trying to make the best of it.
Those bruises, that was a real close-up on those bruises on your hand, man. They do not look fun at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some on my knees. I don't want to show my injuries, but I busted pretty good.
Not the first time you've had bruises on your knees, is it?
Like, I'm lucky I walked away. Not only did I walk away, because when I got up from this fall, which was away from the audience, like, stood up, I'm shaking from adrenaline. The guy's still holding the invisible card he picked. And I'm like, guys, I'm done. I turned the camera off, and I'm like, I'm finished. I can't. But he's like waiting still for this trick to finish, and I'm like, you know what? Let's finish this trick. So I finished the trick. I didn't really have anybody, but they came up and gave me money anyway. So I did complete one full show in Colorado, which for me is at least something. I did it, I was able to do the dream, but only for a few minutes.
Do you think you'll go back again, Doug?
Yeah.
Oh, and that might be the end of Doug there. We can't hear you, buddy.
Oh, there we go. I'm back.
We're back.
Yeah, I muted because I'm on my phone. I'm not in the fancy setup. I'll go back if I have a better plan for.
Wait, you're not in the fancy setup? I was going to say your camera quality and sound is way better.
These microphones rock, man. They really do. How about this tripod? It's the left hand because the right hand doesn't like to hold the phone.
Yeah, you're probably used to doing that anyway, man.
Yeah, you've definitely You got the hyper smooth going on your camera.
It's like what he always says to Aaron, I'll be out in a minute. I've just got to blow dry my hair.
Fortunately, my wife is very handy, and I don't have to do those things.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Put her on the spot. Quick. You're in trouble now, Doug. She's going to beat your ass.
Oh, boy. She's in control of the car, by the way, so
normally-
just be nice.
Dude, she could swerve and kill you both right now. So, show a little respect.
Right here. That's my bang.
So how many?
So
So
look, guys,
you said you've been in the car for 8 hours. How much further is the drive?
We got about another 90 miles, so the way Aaron drives, we'll be there in about 30 minutes.
Aaron, how does it feel having a famous husband?
Same as it felt when he wasn't famous. Although he does ask a lot of if people know him now when we're out.
Sometimes I get the look. No, look! I show up on the pitch, and this kid comes up, and he's looking at me like, I'm like, YouTube or TikTok. He goes, YouTube. You just know. But then I'm at a gas station, I get the same look from this other guy, and I'm like, YouTube or TikTok.
And he's like,
"What?"
shut up, old man. I was just seeing if you had a big wallet.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He doesn't
Yeah.
care.
Man, I just try to keep it a secret. I don't want people to recognize me out there.
I don't
Screw those
expect
people.
it, but I'm starting to recognize the look. I can see, I can tell.
When I was younger and I worked in Brisbane, I had street performed so much that I started to get people that would recognize me from watching my shows and stuff. And
Yeah,
there was one story in particular I remember, which is why I don't really like being recognized too much, because it's very inconveniencing a lot of the time. And that was, I had finished a whole day of busking, and I sat down, ordered a nice steak. It was one of those like outdoor bar things,
Nice.
and I started eating my steak. And this dude goes, "Oh my god, dude, it's you! You're the street guy. You're the magician dude." I've got a mouthful of steak, and he like keeps talking. I'm very clearly chewing it, and I had to spit it into my hand. And I was like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm being rude, trying to eat my steak. What can I do for you?" Because he just wouldn't take the hint. He just would not take the hint that I was clearly trying to eat some food.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, you know what, this is actually not a good thing. Like, and that's off the back end of being hardly anybody. Like, even with the numbers that we have as followings and stuff like that, we're still nobodies in retrospect. Imagine being someone like The Rock or something, man.
Oh yeah. Forget about
Fuck
it.
that shit, man. That sounds annoying.
You can't,
sure,
and you
yeah.
can't turn it off. Hey, you can't turn off the fame once you get to that status.
Yeah, like he could never go to a supermarket and just, for the sake of it.
Yeah.
It's just
He seems to be a pretty friendly fellow. I can't imagine he, like anyone showing up with a Dwayne Johnson as an asshole video. Like.
No, of
"Hey,
course not.
yeah,"
Well, I
he's
mean,
like, "Fuck you, lady, I'm shopping."
I think that he's smart enough to know how to handle it, right? Like, a lot of these dudes get people to do their shopping for them and stuff, and there's ways to- like there was one with John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one where this dude was like filming John Cena in a supermarket, and he was just like, "Dude, why?" He's like, "Why are you filming me? Like, can't you just let me shop?" Like, he's like, "Why do you have to like have a camera in my face while I'm trying to buy groceries and stuff?" It's like, it seems super annoying. Speaking of which, what did you think of Fast 9? Did you watch F9?
I think of what?
Fast and Furious.
Oh man, I can't
Oh,
stand
yeah.
Vin Diesel. My brain has problems watching him.
For the most part, that entire series I loved, but number 9 was weird. Like, number 9 just went a little bit. It took that whole storytelling just a little bit too far. I was like, get out of here. I'm like, what's going on?
It was interesting that they took it back to the whole origin of him and his dad and the racing and stuff, and
Yeah, but then
tried to then use that as the plot for the movie. I don't know if it fit quite, like to.
I didn't mind
make
that.
the
I
twist
didn't
about it.
mind that. That wasn't too bad. The thing I didn't like though is that the story just somehow leads to space. Like, did you notice that? Like, do you even know why they went to space? Like, do you even know why that happened?
Well, it was to destroy the satellite.
Yeah, but why was there a
it is
satellite? Do you
weird.
actually know why there was a satellite? Because I don't.
guess
I just know.
Now I want to see this one. I didn't see it where they go to space.
Dude, it just the story just doesn't make any sense. Like it starts off one way, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, there's a satellite as well." And it's like, what? And they're like, "Yeah, don't worry, we've got a solution for that though. We're gonna drive a car into outer space."
I think, yeah. I mean, in
shit,
like,
this is not a joke. That's fucking what happens.
in a whole bunch of the movie, you know, in a lot of the Fast and Furious, it's always about some kind of program that can, you know, control the world or whatever. And I think this was just another one. There was some program that can, like, you know, give them access to all the missiles or something.
Yeah, so
and
you
they had
don't
to
even
knock it
know
out.
what happened. Like that's what I mean.
No.
I don't even know what happened either. I'm so confused about it. The the thing that I found the funniest about it was just how quickly they were able to assemble something to go into outer space. Though they're just like, oh shit, we got to go to space. Don't worry, old mate's got a rocket car.
Yeah.
Like just old mate sitting in a rocket car in the fucking garage. I always found it interesting because and they also had that selective magnet that they were using. Did that not bother you, that whole scene?
The electromagnetic one that they could switch on and off.
Yeah, but they were like, it would like pull the two bad guys' cars. But every
I'm
other
having
car on that
trouble
street was fine.
When you go see a Fast and Furious movie, I don't think you're allowed to be bothered by any unbelievable situation. Like,
I think a little bit. Because up until like 8, I think it was like 8 was the one where it got crazy.
They start like ramping the cars in between buildings, in between the skyscrapers.
Yeah, that was 8, right? That was
that's
yeah,
the
that was
most
8.
ludicrous thing I ever
No, that was
seen.
7. Yeah, so it was 7. Sorry, yeah, it was number 7 where it got
Where do you
ridiculous.
keep your best car on the penthouse? You keep your best car in the penthouse. Okay, then. Let
Yeah.
me just write it right off of here.
The whole
Not
thing
only
was,
is his best car,
yeah, it
it's
was
also
weird.
bulletproof and all this other craziness.
So what about the new Marvel flick? Do you guys have that yet in Australia? The Legend
Shang-Chi.
of the... Yeah, right?
Well, I can't watch it even if I
Shang-Chi
wanted
video.
to because I'm in lockdown. So.
Oh, yeah,
I went
right.
and saw what did I see? I saw the new Suicide Squad movie.
Oh, yeah, that's
Can't
a
watch
good
that
one.
either. Is it good?
I liked it. Aaron didn't like it.
Bro, it is so weird. Like they've tried to make it a parody. Like they've tried to make it a comedy action movie, just like how they did with the Thor Ragnarok. How there's heaps more comedy in that than the other ones.
The director did the Guardians of the Galaxy, so if there's a similarity, it's maybe that. Although it's definitely ludicrous.
Like, look, I enjoyed it. They've gone super gruesome and graphic with their violence. The opening scene, you know, and for some reason, Pete Davidson, if you guys know that comedian, he's in it for like, you know, 30 seconds and then gets his face blown off. And it's like super graphic. Like the first thing you see is just like crazy. Yep. And, it's like, it's just super weird. A lot of the characters and their superpowers are just fucking weird, but,
no, they're all real comic book characters. Polka Dot's an actual real comic book character, dude.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not real. I'm just saying that it's weird. Like the way they've made the way they act and stuff in the movie is just like super out there. But it's interesting.
Cool.
Definitely go see it.
I'm seeing John Cena in a lot more stuff.
The Shark Man.
Yeah, normally you can't see him at all. So.
Yeah, Sharkman's in there.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was in the comics. I never read DC. I was always a Marvel guy. Like, didn't care for DC comics.
Yeah, there's a lot in this one. There's also what do they call him? Ratman or Rat?
The Weasel.
Person that can.
The
Sorry?
Weasel. The Weasel.
Vin Diesel.
The Weasel.
No, there's a character that can summons and control rats.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Rat Girl. Yeah.
That's it, Rat Girl,
Oh,
or the Rat Summoner, or something like that.
Yeah, she was like all powerful with the rats.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently with this movie, the director said he wanted to find comic book heroes that were objectively horrible and try to make them cool. That would be like the premise behind the movie. And then and apparently he succeeded though. Apparently everyone loved the characters in it.
On some levels, yes, but on some levels, no. Shit, sorry.
Doug's black screened us. Oh, we're losing you, Dougie.
That was human error. Hold on.
All right, Doug, I'm sick of your shit. Aaron, hit him.
We've got a few people agreeing with us.
Aaron, smack the shit out of him.
That's for later.
See, Bob likes it. Human error. I turned the phone off trying to hold it.
That's how they get you, man.
There's a casino over there. Can you see it?
Yeah, go gamble. Go try and earn some money, man.
Look, they're calling me to Vegas. The kindred spirits are like, Doug, come, we have cheap lodging. We have poker. You could probably work here. And it's very hard not to turn right and head towards Las Vegas.
Ooh.
It's very close. It's like
Maybe you should just go there anyway. Go there, busk.
If my hand didn't hurt, I would. If my hand didn't hurt, we'd probably still be in Nevada or Colorado. It's nice up there.
Just do the Matrix card.
I thought, I could just do it. I sort of pieced together what I could do. I could do rope tricks and invisible deck. That's what I could do. Maybe sponge buddies.
Yeah,
maybe.
And the Matrix art card. You could do the Matrix art
I
card.
do have that. I'm gonna wait for that. It's so practical for the street.
Right, how many street performers would you piss off by doing that trick? I feel like you'd annoy everybody.
I can't imagine a worse trick for the street. It's got horrible angles. It'll wear out in about 3 shows. You get some sweat on that thing. It's not
Yeah,
the
sounds
kind of
fun.
gaff you want to replace every week.
Yeah, it's like that melty card, man. That thing started to die by the end of filming.
Which one?
The one where I put the lighter through the card.
Oh yeah, that is cool. Is that just a new release of Sharpie Through?
Yeah, it's a new one. It's called Melty.
Melty.
Definitely look clean as in the video.
I think adding it as part of a routine definitely helps. If you were to just do it straight away, it's not great.
Yeah, one of the few games I brought with me was that Sharpie Through card. I haven't used that yet, and I've been wanting to put it in a sequence, but...
Are you talking about Quantum or Sharpie Through?
Just the Sharpie Through. Alakazam Magic sent me a pile of things. That was one of the things they sent I haven't used yet. And as I was packing things up, I was like, well, let me put this in the bag. I think it's a nice moment, but I haven't found a spot to use it. Now I can't do a double lift, so whatever.
Well, the way I did it was I don't know if you saw the video I did, but I had the card, and then I just did the thing where I put it in the middle, right? Obviously,
Yep.
snap comes back to the top, yeah? And then I do it again, but I'm explaining that the card, when you put it in the middle, right? The card doesn't rise to the top. The cards above it melt to the bottom. I don't know if I can get in shot here. And then I was like rubbing it like this, and you see the cards all melt through. And then when you blow, you can actually see it's on the top now. And
Nice.
then after that, I would take the card and put the lighter through it. It's still warm, so you can push a lighter through it.
Very nice.
And then I would take it back and I would tear that card up and throw it away, just so it looked. It just seemed to. A lot of people. It's funny too, because when I posted that video, I don't think a single person commented how it was done. In fact, a lot of people think that the lighter itself is gimmicked.
Did you tear the card as kind of to dismay any guesses that it's a trick card? Was that the concept?
Kind of, but I also the way I presented it was I said it melts through to the top, and it's still warm, so you can actually melt a lighter through it.
Yeah.
And then I said, but you can't hand a melty card out, which is why it's still good that you can tear them up.
Did you say that's terrible?
Yeah, I did say that's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good line.
Yeah.
That was an interesting choice for the finish. I liked it. I thought it was a good video.
Yeah, it just adds some layers to it, so it's not so.
Look, people dig that too. I think having multiple distinct effects in a clip. It's hard to do under a minute. Or even you're probably shooting for 30 seconds most of the time. I guess
that Yeah, it's that middle part where the card melts through. I think that was my favorite part of the video, to be honest. And a lot of people asked me too. They were like, "Oh, what the hell?" They all think it's like a gaff or something, but no, it's Fallen by Daniel Garcia. It's very, very old
Yeah, Daniel
magic.
Garcia.
I think he put that out in like 2001. Like I think he put it out like a long time ago. You know.
It's great.
Someone
And
needs to
you had
release
3
that.
different visuals. You had the ambitious, then you see the cards melt, and then you see the ladder melt.
Yeah, right. It's a
Packs a
lot.
punch. Yeah. I wonder how long it is until we see someone else try that combo to
Not
copy
long.
Jason.
Someone will do it.
The thing is, people can't. It's hard. They can't. Good luck.
Mm.
You know, there's not gonna be a
I'm off the
line.
mindset.
If
I
there's
don't
one
mind.
or two.
Go on.
This is true.
No, if there's one or two, that's going to be the line. You know, it's not like you're going to have 10 guys doing what any of us are doing, really. You know, there's just not that many magicians willing to put in the work on either the physical level or the level it takes to make it look good on a TikTok. You know.
Yeah.
It's,
I don't know about you guys, but do you ever go into like I always get this random moments in my head where I view magic as like, I don't know, like I kind of ask myself, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it just seems so like everything's so purchasable and everything's so much the same. Like everyone's doing the double lift and you know, it's every now and again I get into these mindsets where I'm like, man, maybe I need a break from magic because I'm like, I've seen, you know, everyone's doing the double lift and everyone does the pass and everyone does, you know, it's just the same stuff across different people.
That's magician brain. That's magician brain thinking. It's just
Yeah, if you watch
need to
too
think
many,
like a layman.
I think I try and avoid watching magic videos for that reason that you're explaining.
I think it's partly due to the fact that I'm stuck inside. I haven't been able to perform to lay people, so I can't. You know, my brain's centered around what magic looks like to me now, which is a bit shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I got to get outside,
yeah.
man.
Speaking of outside, Doug, do you watch the news much at the moment, like while you're traveling?
Wait, hardly at all.
Because
What have I missed?
well, I feel like this story might have made it past just our country, but you know, Australia has some of the top deadliest animals in the world, right? Like snakes and spiders and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just in this last week, there was a 3-year-old that went missing in the bush. And there was a crazy search looking for this kid. And after the first 2 days, they're not very hopeful, but they're still trying to at least find the kid. And after 3 days, a helicopter found this 3-year-old alive and well, drinking from a creek, like drinking water from a creek.
Wow.
And the story was going, like, it was live when they, like, you know, reunited the 3-year-old with their family and stuff, and it was a big deal here for a minute. And this little kid named AJ survived the Australian outback for 3 days. And I'm just wondering, like, you know, could the new millennial, like, could an 18-year-old survive 3 days in the bush? I don't know how I'd be feeling after 3 days, but a 3-year-old man.
The Australian outback, the wild land.
That's what I thought. yeah. That's how I felt. Crazy.
We had a similar story where during the hurricane, this lady's husband went out to the shed in the flood, and an alligator ate him. Oh my God! This woman watched her husband die by an alligator attack. Whew.
Yeah, very similar, Doug. Oh my God.
This is the story my mind went to. I thought your story was going to end horribly, so I was getting my story lined up. But now your boy lived. This poor lady lost her husband. You think you survived the hurricane, you're going out to the shed to get a saw or something. Another story on the Gulf where they got hit really hard. This guy's taking a swim, trying to cool off, gets attacked by a shark. Oh, man.
Yeah, it serves my point that it's so hectic out there, and I don't know how this 3-year-old did it for so long.
It's unfathomable. I lasted, what did we make it, 2 nights in an apartment without air conditioning? I was like, that's where we draw the line. Although we didn't have water, the water was sketchy. Like it would come on and off, and the
Sketchy
oil
water,
would
eh?
come.
Yeah. At
Well,
least that
like it
kid
would,
had clean creek water, eh?
no, it wouldn't turn on. We're on the third floor of an apartment, and we can't flush the toilet. You do the math with 3 people in the building. You know, it's, no water. No water's a thing. You know, it's one of the reasons we left.
Yeah. Bloody hell. So
Do you think that kid surviving in the outback would have something to do with the lack of knowledge? So, like, for example, as an adult, you have the luxuries of knowing what a life is like with all the, bells and whistles. But that kid is still in very, very early stages of development. So when they're lost, their only mindset is, I've got to shit, so I just shit here. And then I've got to eat, so find something to eat. I got to drink, so find something to drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because of that logic and that simple logic, maybe that's why it's easier for them to survive in the wild as opposed to like a fully grown adult who's like, oh, I don't want to eat that. It might be poisonous. Or, you know what I mean? Like they overthink these things. Oh, I don't want to drink out of the creek water. I might get sick. But the kid's like, no, fuck it, I'm thirsty, you know?
Yeah, it could be. And maybe he was like, yes, mum's letting me play extra long outside.
Right.
Possibly, yeah.
maybe it's
like,
fun.
Need a nap, crawl up under a tree, find a comfy patch of grass or some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be. Hey, I titled this live Gather Town because it's a new thing that's out that I was brought attention to that I think is going to be pretty big. And I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it too. I'm guessing you have not heard of it yet?
Obviously not. Go on.
So, I found a little 5-second video that will sums basically you get the picture pretty quickly. But essentially, essentially it's I need to go wander for 3 days and get my thoughts together. Sims and Zoom mixed together. So it's a 2D space where you have an avatar that can walk around. But whenever you go into like an office space, or you can set it up in different ways, but as soon as you go in proximity of other people, their cameras start to show up and then you can hear them and talk to them. So it's basically so that you can walk around into different rooms. Think of like if you had a virtual office, you could go into a boardroom and then be in the meeting with those people, or collaborate in the graphics room, for the marketing team. Or if you're at a festival, you could go up to a stage and then you can hear that DJ. It's like that kind of thing. And,
it's like Habbo Hotel.
Say again?
I've heard
it's like Habbo Hotel.
There's a magician in Canada who's put on a few magic conventions using this platform. So you'll stroll around it's like that, and then you go session with other magicians as you near them. That's the unconventional fun. That's what he calls it. Ben trained.
Yeah.
Ben's
right.
trained.
There's a little clip here. I'll play this clip just really quickly. I don't know if it'll cut our audio out, but I'll just play this. That's not it. Nope. It's sorry guys, it's this one here.
Oh. Is that the
Okay.
So it's that. Obviously our audio was playing when I screen recorded this, but you get the idea anyway.
So
But,
you enter a room as a magician and interact with them? Is that what you're doing?
Well, our friend PD Magic was the one that shared this with me because over in Vietnam they've been running a couple of events using it, and for them, because they're in lockdown, so they've been trying out these couple of things. And in his mind, he's excited because you could have like a DJ playing, then you could have like an actual cabaret show happening in another space, and so there's like one entrance fee to get in, and then once you're in, you choose, your journey, what you do in there and stuff. I think for a conference, it's pretty smart because especially if you're networking, you can literally choose who you walk up to and
like
stuff.
I said, Ben's he's on his third one, so it's succeeding on some level, right? It's his third one, and he does themes. Like the last one was, we're in space, so the conference area is themed on this one. just another level.
No, I'll just play Mass Effect. Mass Effect's better.
Well, I just say you can customize it, how you want it. Apparently.
Yeah, I think it's really smart. I think we're going to see a lot more of it since it's the new world. Because heaps of conferences have happened this year virtually, and they've all just been, you're on a Zoom call, and there's just a presenter. A lot of stuff is pre-filmed because they got to keep stuff happening and interesting. Whereas this, they could have different stuff set up, and if you just choose what the hell you do, and
and if you're a magician wanting to session with like-minded magicians, and then that's the perfect. You go join that jam,
Yeah,
There's the
just
card
like
guys. There's the coin guys. There's the medalist.
it's great. I love it.
Yep.
I love that idea that you could do that. Yeah, I'm gonna go in the coin session room. I'm gonna go in the rope session room.
Yeah.
And I'd go in the rope session room.
Well, that's another bummer for me. Speaking of, I'd love a freaking convention appearance at the Rocky Mountain Magic Session for next Saturday.
You mentioned that.
Doug Brewer's there. Dan Fleshman is there. Doug Brewer, oh man, he's a great coin guy. It's like a coin man's dream in this session. And here I am leaving the state.
Hey, Bob, possible, is this when Spidey gave you shit about dressing like a magician? Because I don't know if you've ever seen Spidey's promo pictures, but he literally wears a friggin' fedora tilted forward. He is the most magician-y magician I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Oh yeah.
So it's funny that he would give you shit about dressing like a magician. He still wears wristbands, if I remember correctly. Wristbands.
Like the leather strap ones?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Fancy. Yeah, right. Oh, jeez.
Don't get me wrong, I love Spidey, but fuck me, I thought that was so funny when you told me that. Literally, if you go into his profile, it's like some of the first things you see. I mean, there you go. Spidey in a fucking top hat.
Nice.
It's like one of the first posts. Spidey in a top hat. Like, come on, bro.
Wow. Hey, Doug, you'll be proud of me. I went to a casino on the weekend and won some money.
Won some money straight away too. The next one, Spidey and wristband. If that wants to focus there.
Is that the
boom,
wristband?
baby? Spidey and wristbands.
Hey. Yeah.
See what I mean? Unbelievable.
How did you win this money, Mr. Norbito?
So, is there a motorbike next to you?
Hey, could you ram that little moped prick off his bike? Lean out the window and be like, "Oh, you prick! We're on a podcast. Would you either speed up or go away?"
Ride proud, ride loud.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So,
Doug,
like driving
that was great.
Xavier's a
I know
nice
it
guy,
sounds good.
Dorinda.
that.
I agree.
Yeah, so I want some.
So
I want some
how'd you win
care.
your cash?
Yeah, so first, I went to this really bizarre, wacky show called The Midnight Visit that's playing in Brisbane right now. And I can only... I don't know how to explain it other than you pay your ticket entry, you go in, and then it's kind of a choose-your-own journey. And there's these actors that just kind of roam around and start these performances in different places. And it's very wacky, it's very wild. There's some nudity in there as well. And it's like... this whole like dream world kind of thing. It's so weird. But then after that, my buddy Chris Ritchie's who came with me as well, and we went to the casino. Our friend Chris, he goes to the casino a lot, so he's got like a gold membership status, so he can go into like the first tier of VIP, I guess, in the casino.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Which is great because you get free drinks there, you get discounted food. It's pretty cool. But basically, I won it playing blackjack. So not heaps of cash, but I was up, I think, $160. And as a magician, if it was cool because for some of the hands, when I had to hit, I had like 15, and I would just ask the dealer. I was like, "Can I have a 6?" And then he would deal me a 6, and it just felt great. I think that table particularly was just very hot, so it just kept winning and winning. So I just wrote it out and then got out of there. Yeah.
That's the smart move.
Do you play much blackjack, or are you strictly
It's the only
poker?
table game that I count on maybe not losing a lot on. I really, if I'm in a casino trying to win, I'm just going to go play poker. But I do play blackjack, and I think I play it pretty optimally. Like I've studied the game, and I don't count cards, but I I know when to split, and
Yeah.
and all. I think I know the moves. It's not rocket science, right?
It has an element of choice in it, I think, which is what feels good about it. Like there's some outcome.
I'm more of a craps player myself. When I go to the
That's a
casino,
good
I
thing,
play
too.
craps.
Yeah. Like Erin playing blackjack, she'll have 15 and the dealer has a 10. And she'll like sweat. Like, do I hit? Oh, I gotta hit this. I just hit it. Come on. It's just that.
Yeah.
It's just.
Hey, this might be an idea. A card counting team like in the movie 21 with the three of us.
I think we'd get caught straight away though, right? 'Cause we'd walk in there and be like flagged immediately as three magicians because
probably.
we look like three magicians.
Well, you guys are too famous now, so they would pick you straight away.
The only problem I have.
You're famous as well, dude. You went on Australia's Got Talent, man. Come on.
I think that somehow makes you less famous once you go on that show. Did Erin just laugh at that?
Yeah, she did.
My current
Wow.
bankroll for this endeavor would be limited to what's left from the tornado fund the Patreon provided. So I'm going to be playing the 1-2 tables over at the 4 Queens.
Yes.
Wrestling.
What's a 1-2 table?
It's a table with ones and twos.
It's kind of hard to make a living on that bankroll,
Yeah, just go on. Are you talking about roulette? Just go and play roulette. Put it all on black.
Yeah. Got $162. Let it ride.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best odds in the casino, man. 50-50.
It really is. Well, minus those green things.
Well, there's only 2 of those, so it's actually like
Well,
it's the odds are 49, 2 or something. Yeah.
And that's enough for them. That's all it takes.
Well, that's because of the sheer volume of people playing at any one time. If they hit a green, they make the day's wages back, right, straight away.
My understanding is the best game to play is craps if you know what you're doing. But
Yeah,
you gotta
craps
know.
is the one I play. It's aside from roulette, it's the best odds in the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good game. It's just good fun, man. Like
Can you give me a rundown? I'm unfamiliar.
the one where you throw the dice down the table.
Yeah, but what's the general? Is it that you have to hit a number, or you have to not go over a certain number?
So every time they roll the dice, as long as it doesn't hit 7 or 11, you keep playing. And basically what it is you place a bet, and then you keep rolling until that number is hit. For example, so you like put it down,
Yes.
a bet
if
down
it's
on
if it's my turn to roll first and I roll a 5, now my goal is to roll a 5. That's
Yeah.
So you roll a number and then you try and roll that number. That's kind of the game.
Okay.
In between
Yeah, and then-
there's about 800 bets you can make.
Yeah, so the way that it works, Josh, is in between you can guess what number they're going to land on. So firstly you place your bet, then you roll the dice, then you've got to roll that number again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in between you can bet on like numbers that you think they're going to land on. But those are like one-off bets sort of thing. So it's like, all right, he's going to throw the dice this time. I reckon he'll hit an 8. And if he hits the 8, congratulations, you just doubled up. If he doesn't hit the 8, well, you just lose that little bet, right? But you've still got your main bet sitting there riding, which is
But if
it's
you
not
don't
super
hit that-
long
right? So
like
as
you
long
can
as you
let
don't
those
hit
bets
7 or
ride.
11, yeah.
You can get even more insane with your bets, and you can guess exactly which numbers the dice will land on, like a 4 and a 2, for example. And then if you get that, it's
Ooh.
like I think the increase is like massive. I can't remember how much it was. It's like 90% back or something. No, not 90%. Sorry, 900%. It's like big numbers. You get some big numbers back.
You can
can, like,
also
throw the
bet
dice.
against the roller. You can bet that they will not hit their number, and that you can win playing against their number.
And if they hit 7 or 11, then you lose everything. Everyone loses all at the same time.
Did they choose those numbers because
They're statistically
They-
most
they-
likely to be rolled.
like can more single digits make up those numbers? I guess
Yes.
that's what I'm
That's why.
going for. Yeah.
Yep.
Motherfuckers.
I mean, whatever, right? They got to do what they got to do.
But you can use the same odds to your advantage. Craps is one of the few games that they let you change the bet or change the odds after the bet has been set. So say I roll a 5, and if I think I'm going to roll that 5, I can now choose to bet an extra whatever the limit is, 100 times my bet that's going to happen. So you place your initial bet, and then you have options to enhance your bet if you, like, say, rolled a 6,
Yeah.
which is an easy number to roll, something like that.
Yeah, it's good too because when I was in Melbourne, when I used to go down there busking, I used to go to the casino down there all the time and play craps. They used to have like $10 bets, so you could go in there and you take $50, man, you get 5 plays. And obviously, because of the odds in that game, you always end up and you're always winning. If you're not an idiot, you always win. Unless you're like really unlucky.
All right, I'm keen. Next time, I'll suit up, learn my dice switching techniques. I'll head out, and then I'll get put in jail.
It's such a complex game, Craps. That's what's kept me away from it. I like to understand the game I'm playing. Sometimes I'll come up to the table, but usually within 10 or 15 minutes, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing here. So I just leave.
It feels good to throw dice.
It does. It is fun.
It's also a real team game. Like in poker,
yeah.
it's you against them. In craps, it's like the whole table is like excited to be with each other. So it's like good vibes.
Yeah, that's two different worlds for sure.
Wow. Jace, how did your Zoom show go? I don't think I've spoken to you since then.
Yeah, it was good. They loved it. They wanted to extend it actually and have me on longer, but I said no. And then we'll do. They might do more in the future.
Nice. Did you change anything?
How long did you do?
From the first one?
Half an hour.
Yeah, did you change any of the structure? Like, did you use your sound effects this time, like for applauding, or
yeah, use some sound effects. And, yeah, the camera switching was different because I didn't have this set up before. I had that table onto the side over here, and so this was easier to manage like this. It was good.
Rearranged your studio?
Not like a whole great big deal, but do you remember I used to have like a table here where I would perform card tricks and stuff? Well, now all of that's here in front of me, so
I see. Okay.
now I don't need to. Yeah, so I'm able to just switch between cameras like to this one here and.
Oh yeah, that's good. Great.
Yeah, that's great for production value. They would love it.
Plus, it still keeps my face in the corner too, so everyone gets to see that handsome boy.
It keeps it real too. It lets them know it's not like some pre-recorded hand video,
Yeah, I think that's pretty important, right? All right, here's the marbles pop out move. Oop. Damn.
Nice.
But yeah, so it is what it is. Zoom shows are a funny one, man. I don't hate them and I don't love them. I'm indifferent to them at the moment. Maybe it'll be something that I will, endeavor to do better. But
the way I kind of feel about them is like they're fun to do, but so many magicians are doing them and like when lockdown first happened, after like when it happened last year, within, once a few people started doing them, it was like every magician would make the post going, "Hey guys, guess what? I've saved you. I'm doing a Zoom show. Bring your family to the TV." But it was like, because it's worldwide, like because you can watch from anywhere in the world, it was like everyone was trying to market to everyone in the world, and it became like super spammy and stuff for a while. So I think it gave it it tarnished it a little bit, and made me not want to do it. But
I don't think that's a good way to view it at all, because I mean, at some point,
right.
obviously
it's
doing
not a good
gigs
way.
doing gigs was the same thing, right? But
at least the gig was only that, that group that's going to be there.
To an extent, but I got it's like when you put on a show, right? When you're doing a theater show or something, it's the same thing. You're just spamming it so that people come to your production at the.
Maybe it's because at the time. people had only discovered like the same 10 things you could do on Zoom. So it was like very much the same. Like when you would see the trailer or when you watch the Zoom show. Now,
Man,
though,
I did the cartoon deck on that live.
Or,
I don't
yeah,
know,
now
but
it's
it's
evolved a
outside.
lot. Like people have really spread out the different variety of stuff you can do on it, and now people like you have got 2 camera setups, and so now I think it's in a better place.
Yeah, I got messaged by someone from that last Zoom show like 2 days ago or something after it, and they're booking another one now. So it seems like it's like taking on a life of its own now, where I'm doing them, and then people from those ones are getting me for other ones, and
It's
is
good.
but
I'm doing a virtual show, but it's for a shopping center, and they have to record it in a studio. So it's not even like I've got all this setup and stuff, but I don't get to use it. I was pitching it to them. I was like, yeah, I can do this and that and whatever. Got my own mic, and they're like, yeah, cool. So you just got to come down to the media studio, and we'll film it all. Oh, great! Bloody hell!
I did this trick, Josh. All right, Josh, pick
nice.
a number between 1 and 6.
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, green, bro. You could have had any color, but you chose green. Check it out.
Yeah.
Woo! Look at that.
Oh my God.
All green, baby. Those are little Lego blocks.
Yeah, do you build that in front of them?
You can do. You can do.
That would be interesting.
Well, the only issue with that whole theory is that obviously, you know how a hot rod works, right? And one side of it you can't really put together.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But you can change the colors. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
put myself in the layman's brain there, and what's to say that's not just a fancy LED touch screen, change
Yeah.
electronic thing.
No. Of course not.
I like that. You could have a tub of blocks. Like if you're really going out there, you could have a tub of blocks, like take them out, put them in.
No, I just like the opening line that Eric came up with, where you say, I always loved magic, especially when I was a kid, but I couldn't afford expensive magic books, so I just made my own using Lego.
Yeah, that's enough.
Like that's a great opening line for this trick.
What
It's
if you
just,
then just followed? What if you just then followed the rest of the show with homemade duct taped props, like continuing on that line?
Yeah, dude,
of thinking?
I did a balanced and cups and balls.
But you know what I'm saying? What if you made it look like really crappy looking props that still did amazing magic?
It's kind of what I did though, like because balanced is garbage in your house essentially. It's just like all this piece of shit items, and then I did the cups and balls, which is cups and balls, and then producing the oranges from your fridge or whatever. So the end result was and then obviously the cartoon deck, something that I drew on a deck of cards seemingly. So it's like just all stuff that apparently I did around the house. The only thing that I didn't do that's from around the house is I opened my set with the linking rings. I got 7 minutes of raw material out of that, man.
I wonder if you're the like the first person to do rings on a virtual show.
7 minutes, yeah, 7 minutes of linking rings.
Wow,
impressive, right?
Really?
That's a lot.
Really? Yeah, just full of jokes and having a good
That's
time.
a lot of minutes.
Yeah. It was fun though. Like they loved it. And then tied straight from that into ring and rope. So everything kind of flowed together. It felt like it was like the set was flowing together pretty nicely. Ring and rope,
Did you do the
linking
matrix
rings.
card?
Yeah. No.
Matrix card? No?
No.
You don't think that's a good choice for...
I think it could be a good choice. It just didn't occur to me to do it. I just I kind of wanted to do things that like whatever I would do, I wanted to make sure that I could show it pretty fairly on the camera, like show them all sides and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So the thing about the linking rings, like when you handle them correctly, you can really get in close and you can show them all the ring and stuff, which,
Right.
you know, have a bit of fun with it. And then the same with the ring on rope, you can show the rope and all that, you know, do all these like convinces. And I feel like with the whole card though, you would just be showing them the back of a card, and then
Yeah.
if at any point they say, "Can you show us the front of the card?" you'd be like, "No."
Yeah. Right.
All right, Doug, pick a number between 1 and 6.
1.
1. You ready? O-N-E. So you spell 1. We've landed on red. Hey, that's pretty cool. Hey, check it out, Doug. Woo!
Wow. That's a different color.
USB,
USB, huh? You have one of those USB buttons where you change the color. I know that trick.
I've seen that before. Yeah,
Have
my
you been
uncle
doing-
used to do that same trick.
Have you done cube work, Jace, and then people ask you if there's like a button that makes the cube solve itself?
You know, it's funny. I learned how to do all the cube work, or like a lot of the cube work stuff, and I never perform it. I don't know why. I just it's just not my jam. I can never really get. I don't know. There's something about the method being like the trick is the method, right? Like
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. So I did a show a little while back, and after the show, people. So I do, you know, the one where it's a mixed up cube. It's behind the spectator's back. They mix it up. They bring it back in front, and they've solved it. Right? Like as an ending, I use that. And then some people at the end asked me, like, was there just a button on that made it, you know, like solve itself behind their back? So luckily, the cube was still sitting on the stage, so I let them like handle it and stuff. And then
should have smashed it on the floor, man.
I should have. And then it was
That
like
would have been funny.
that was a second magic effect for them. Like that was a second moment for them to realize, holy crap, it's normal. So on the weekend, what I did instead, because I did that show, I think we talked about last week, where I was going to be at Dreamworld in the morning, 9:30 a.m. doing a corporate show. And the audience was awesome, by the way. They were really cool. As a young crowd of occupational therapists. They were like super ready to have an awesome day at Dreamworld. And this time when I did the cube routine, because I did it as like the second effect in the show, this time after she solved it, I let her hang on to it until the show was done. Later on, I said, thanks for helping, and I took it back. So that way it gave her time to like check it out herself and whatever, and people could check it out themselves and realize it is just normal. So it's just a little tidbit I kind of found was like people in their head think it must be gimmicked because it's too perfect. So I just let them take it with them until afterwards.
I've only ever seen one gimmicked cube. That doesn't include like any kind of attachments or whatever. One gimmicked cube, and that cube sucked. It was the one that I showed you, Josh. That was.
I remember it back in the day, like before cube stuff was popular. I remember that one gimmicked cube that I think I only ever saw Pete Booth used it. Maybe
Is that the one where like it's half and half, where like you're showing one side mixed, then you drop it and it's solved? That one?
No, that one might even be better. It's the one.
Yeah, I think it is better. I think that one.
Yeah,
is
it's
better.
the one that literally is rigged, and you throw it in the air and it will just go.
All right, and it's like full of elastics and shit on the inside.
It's horrible. Yeah. I wouldn't touch it, but
It's funny,
Just
back in
something
the
I found.
day, Doug Henning debuted that effect on television using just misplaced stickers on one side of the cube, and it was good enough for national television 40 years ago, using that crappy method. And in fact, Daryl bought that method. Daryl sold that version on his lecture tour.
oh, that's right. It was called Daryl. I think I remember it being a Daryl's product.
Yeah, but it's not his trick, but he purchased the rights to it. He did that with a few things, including that rope trick, that acrobatic Knox Pavel effect. Pavel from Switzerland. But yeah, that Rubik's Cube, that's a player. Just having that one side scrambled up, that works. That's a low-tech worker, in my opinion.
Yeah. So before we wrap up,
Everything's a worker if you're willing to put the time into it.
Yeah, Doug. Before we wrap up, what's the next? When are you back to normal? Like, when do you foresee you being back to normal regime?
The thing, our electricity is up in the air, right? So they said it could be weeks still. In particular, our area was very hard hit because of a transmission tower that fell into the river. It's a big ass energy tower, so it's day by day. Right now, I'm kind of got my bullseye on the other end of this country where my father lives. It's his birthday Friday, and we had originally intended a trip there this week, like we planned it months ago. So we might just spend a couple days in Oklahoma City, then maybe go live with my dad, where if nothing else, the rent's the door price, you know. And that'll put us about 8 hours away from New Orleans, where we can return home with a day's notice if power comes on. Fortunately, Aaron's parents live close by and are staying with a relative 30 minutes away. So we have boots on the ground that can check our homestead and keep us apprised of what's going on. That's the story.
Wow, sounds like a movie in the making.
As long as you take this time to enjoy the freedom of the internet world, man. Enjoy your travels, spend time with your wife, you know.
You know, I think we've been doing that, and yeah. Right? We've been doing that, huh?
Yeah.
The challenges are real, but we've laughed through all of them. You know, so yes.
Yeah, I mean, there are worse things in life, man.
Like crashing your car.
Or wearing that top that Josh is wearing.
I almost bought one of those today, but my wife would have slapped me.
She wouldn't slap you. Oh, wow. I wouldn't have bought one either. My wife's not going to hit me. I'm not wearing
If I
it.
had arms like Josh, I'd probably wear that shit all the time.
You do have arms like Josh. It's just hidden under a layer of Doug.
Yeah, that's right. Look at this beautiful sunset we're getting. There it is.
Ah, that's beautiful.
What a way to end the podcast, huh?
Nice.
Beautiful sunset through
Yeah.
an unclean car window.
It's a mess. We've killed many bugs on this trip.
All right, guys, take care. Stay safe. We'll see you
Love
next
you,
time.
Aaron. Look after him for us.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.